Live, and it's time for Powerhouse Picks presented by Aristocrat Gaming as we look at some of the top rookie targets that we are targeting here in draft season. Mr. Florio, lead us off.
I feel like I might have stole this one from Marcus, but he got him in a draft over me last night, so I guess this could be payback. But it's Drake London, who was the first wide receiver off the board in this year's NFL draft and was my top-ranked receiver in this class as well. He is a big-bodied receiver who can be utilized downfield and in the red zone. And I think he could easily see 25% of the targets in Atlanta this year. So good talent, lots of volume. He is one that I'm definitely targeting.
Makes me feel better because I feel like I've been out on an island with Drake London a lot this preseason. Dameon Pierce, the island that I was on, is getting a lot more crowded because I liked him at the start of draft season because of the opportunity there in Houston. It just was hard for me to imagine they were going to keep really trying to force Rex Burkhead into a workhorse role. Then it turns out that Pierce has been the best running back in Texans camp. Now, you're adding him mostly as a third or fourth running back. You're not expecting to be able to count on him every week just because game script may sort of force him out of the offense a little bit. But there's still going to be plenty of volume for you there, and he's going to be a guy who I think is going to be one to watch as one of the top rookie running backs.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you get to like the 9th, 10th round, maybe the 8th round, you got to fire in. I think a combination of Pierce with this next guy, James Cook, for the Buffalo Bills, who I absolutely love. Even in dynasty leagues, I was getting laughed at, getting mocked on Twitter because I had a lot of admiration for James Cook. And honestly, he's going to a situation where the Buffalo Bills are going to be counting on him an awful lot. I know Devin Singletary finished the season very strong last year, but you know what? They've got enough tape on him to know. And they cannot continue to move forward with Josh Allen being their leading rusher. James Cook is going to end up being that guy. He's also a really good receiver out of the backfield. So James Cook is a guy that I am definitely targeting.
Yeah, one of those talented Bulldogs that won the national championship. We see what he can do right there in Buffalo in that new offense with a new offensive coordinator now that Brian Daboll is in New York. But I'm looking at Romeo Doubs, guys. Somebody has to talk about him. Honestly, that ADP that's on your screen right now, it's constantly changing every minute because of what he's doing in the preseason. He leads the Packers in targets, receptions, reception yards, and receiving touchdowns in the preseason. And yes, it is the preseason, but if it were that easy, would everybody not do it? That is my question with Romeo Doubs. And so you're going to have to figure out how the pricing works, but you have to just keep an eye on it because if you want the Packers, maybe wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 2 on the season, go ahead and get them. Let's flip over to the other side and look at some sleepers, Rick.
You know what? I'm going to go with Rachaad White, the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is not, listen, I'm not taking shots at Leonard Fournette, who's obviously in shape, who played himself into a 3-down role with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple of years ago. But still, when you're looking for sleepers, you're looking for a guy who could at some point this season be a spot start for you, perhaps give you a little bit of run towards the end of the year if injuries start to take their toll. And honestly, this guy has got a lot of ability. I don't think that he's going to end up being the starter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he's definitely going to carve out a role. So this is one player that at the end of your draft, when you're sitting there, you're looking around, you don't know what to do, you're like, all right, let's take Rachaad White.
I like Rachaad White, and I'm going to stick in that division and go with Saints receiver Chris Olave, who I think gets overlooked at times due to the targets competition in New Orleans, but Olave is really good as a field stretcher. He was a great touchdown scorer in college. I think he can be one of those highly efficient receivers that even if he doesn't get the volume you want, he could still be a useful fantasy piece. I would draft him in the later rounds of my draft.
I feel like the drum beats for Olave have gotten louder in the last couple of weeks or so. Meanwhile, the drum beats for Sky Moore have been loud ever since the Chiefs drafted him. And I talked about Juju Smith-Schuster a little bit earlier. I still think Juju is the number 2 target there behind Travis Kelce, but there's a legitimate battle for who's going to be sort of third in that pecking order. And I do think that Sky Moore has the opportunity to sort of be that guy over Marquez Valdez-Scantling. We've sort of seen what MVS can do. I think we're excited about Moore's skill set. And if the Chiefs can just get him out in space, allow him to be athletic, there's a chance for him to really take a big step forward.
Yeah, the departures are the key in my pick as well, Marcus, because I'm looking at Dallas and Jalen Tolbert, the rookie out of South Alabama. Amari Cooper is in Cleveland now. The questions are whether the Cowboys wanted to save the money and was saving the money worth it. But this is a team that targeted wideouts the 5th most in the entire league last year, and the targets have to go somewhere. And in the preseason, they've gone to Tolbert. He's been targeted 11 times. The next closest on the roster has 5 targets. And there have been some drops, there were some concerns, but number 4 wasn't throwing him the ball. And I remember a receiver with some drops who was a rookie last year that everybody was panicking about in the preseason. All that turned out to mean nothing. If you can get open, then you can get the ball from a really good quarterback. So I'm looking at Jalen Tolbert here coming up this season. And